Hey guys, so this is weird, awkward filming, whatever, but basically I got new bookshelves, 4 new shelves, and I just want to really decorate them, and I wanted to take you along with me and film the process because it's gonna be a pain in my butt. But I'm so excited. I'm gonna do themes on each of the shelves, and I'm just like, ready to go on. So I'm gonna show you the before of my normal original bookshelf, my new ones, and then, you know, do all the in-betweens and after. Okay, here we go. Apologies. So this is the bookshelf my dad built me. Excuse all the dust in the air. It's pretty bad. So he built it for me a couple years ago. There's dust all over it. Look at it. It's a disaster because of how full it is. But it's a beautiful, solid wood thing. It needs some cleaning. And these are the new bookshelves my dad just built me. So I've been begging my dad for new shelves for about 3 years now, and he's been refusing me, but it's got to the point where I have books just stacked and no place to go, and now I'm gonna have extra room when I'm living. So he built me shelves. We were hoping them for 3, but it won't fit with the thing he's used, so 2, and I'm technically not supposed to put anything on them now because of the wet paint, but I really don't care. I'm just gonna put paper down just in case so it doesn't ruin my books, and then decorate. I do have a game plan with how I want to do these shelves, and I'm gonna go through and let you know. Essentially, there's 4 shelves, okay? So I'm thinking, for one, it's just gonna be all Harry Potter because I have so much Harry Potter stuff, and then another one is going to be vampire, and then Cassandra Clare on one, and then the other one can be fairies. It's going to be my favorite ones. I'm a bit sad that in some of the series I don't own all of the books, but that just means I'm gonna have to buy them all or ask for them all for Christmas and hope someone actually gives it to me for once. But I'm just excited to decorate it and just put them all up and have them all beautifully displayed, you know? But just remember, this is the before. Plain shelves and an utter mess of clutter. Let's get started. I'll go ahead and let you know there's not gonna be a time lapse because, man, I want to listen to an audiobook. But I'll go ahead and show you what I've done so far and my plans. So this is what I got going so far. It's so barren. It's so barren. I gotta fill it up with more, but you can see progress is being made on taking from these. I'm planning to get a shelf and go up there and do other things. Since I have more than enough room right now with the books I own, I think I'm gonna add things I bought. So Twilight items I have and Harry Potter items I have onto the shelves. And one day it's gonna have to turn ugly again because I'm gonna run out of room because of all the books I own. But right now I have room, right? So I can just put those things instead of hiding them away. That's my plan. All right, going back to my, who knows, next time I see you it could be done. Who knows? Okay, so it's the next day and I'm essentially done. It didn't come out exactly as I wanted just because some shelves, 2 shelves in particular, I didn't have as many books as I would like to fill it up, but it's okay because I have accessories and other books and it filled it up fine. I finished redoing my big shelf as well as the new shelves, so they're all done. But when you see me next, I'll be giving you a big tour of how I did my big bookshelf and how I did all my individual shelves. I love it so much, I'm so happy. Okay, so I'll be doing this bookshelf first, and I'm gonna go ahead and give you the tour on how I organized it in an overview. This is her now. Quite a difference from what she was looking like, as you can tell. And now I'm gonna tell you what I did and decided to do with her. So, the very top shelf, it's still a mess. Right here is all of the DVDs, and then, a little saying and a little Mardi Gras mask. So a bunch of DVDs I own, and then behind the 1D DVD thingy is a bunch of books that they're copies. I have other copies of them, so they're just repetitive ones. And then a thing of Silly Bands, and a thing my friend made me, a Mardi Gras mask. Okay, onto the first shelf of solo books. So right here I have a little Alcatraz shot glass because I've been there, so I put that with dystopian. So these are dystopian novels right here all the way, Match, Panic, those are all dystopian as well. Keep on. And then here I put some Silver Rocks because these are alien kind of novels, so alien, futuristic with the robots. And then we hit here, it's dystopian but it's power, so we're hitting power novels. We hit here, and then you come to this shelf and the power, God, I'm shaking a lot, I'm sorry. And the power novels continue. So superpowers, blah blah blah, superpowers, and then it hits gods. So Poseidon and mermaids, so a bunch of Greek gods, dragon. And then, oh shoot, I need to move this one. This is a zombie. Okay, well, that one needs to be moved. But then we hit like supernatural, and then it goes into like ghost right here. Not to spoil. And then angels. And then we go to witches. So witches are at the end. And then you come down here, and it continues with the theme of witches here. And then it goes into werewolves, because werewolves. And then vampires. So vampire galore. So like essentially just a complete vampire shelf. Then we come down here, and I put a little tiger cup I have from the circus a long time ago. See, this is what the paint does when something sits there. It makes marks, but whatever. So down here is zombies. So that's where I need to put the other book I mentioned. And then we go into like supernatural, kind of like dead people still. So here. And then Tiger's Curse, which is why the tiger is here. The white tiger, because Ren's my fave. Then we go into monsters and like random like star-crossed liver. It's like weird. I don't know what's really going on there, but that's there. Then we hit like sexual dominant books or whatever, you know, 50 Shades style here. And that continues on. This book sucks. I got it for free. Oh my god, don't read it. It's not what you think it is. I had to stop. I was ugh. And then we hit like good romances, but kind of steamy still. So they're there. Then we're gonna come down. I'm gonna get down on my knees with you. Okay. I shouldn't have said that. Okay. So then down here we have my Southern Sassy and a Bit Smart Assy cup. Behind that, we're still like on kind of steamy books. So like Faking It, blah blah, all the way to After. Kind of steamy, kind of cute. So yeah, that's there. And then we hit on like super cute romances. I can't be honest on these because I haven't read almost all of them, but I assume they're super cute romances. So that's like from here all the way to, let's take down this, to like here-ish. And then we go into like these books, which they're romances, but it's more than a romance. It's about friendships as well. So these things right here, and then it goes out of romance and into just like books. Yeah, okay. And down here I included my San Francisco thing because I feel like, okay, it's a human place, so human. And then in it I did a cigarette because Fault in Our Stars, you know, metaphor. It's not a real cigarette, obviously, because it looks lit, but it's not. And then Mickey Mouse, I just put him here because like humans, blah blah. And then Coke because contemporary, yeah. So here's the last shelf. Down here I started with like horror, mystery type books. So these are all like kidnappings, blah blah. Haven't read all of them, not gonna lie. And then a butterfly jar, which I want to put near Point of Retreat. But for the love of God, as many times as I look at my bookshelf, I cannot find that book. And like I know it's somewhere here probably, and you're probably all looking at it being like, you're an idiot, it's right there. But I'm not seeing it, so here's this. And then after that we go into like kind of old-timey here, and then classics right there, and then like books for school that I have right now, and then we just go into normal like One Direction, and then randoms, and then here a mess occurs again where it's repeats and a Bible, and then a One Direction cup with tickets. But that's this shelf. I'm going to give you another overview. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, now it's time for my 4 shelves that I'm so excited about. Okay, I'm gonna give you an overview and then go into details. Ta-da! Gorgeous! Okay, so you are on my top shelf. I'm going to go shelf by shelf individually. I'm going to start with my least favorite shelf. So the theme I had for this shelf was fairies, but I didn't have enough fairy books to cover it, so I had to put other book series that are my favorites on it, which is why it's my least favorite shelf, because it's just like a bunch of books and not a theme. But it's okay, because one day I'll own all of the Throne of Glass series and it should take up the shelf. So for now, this is what I got going. So this right here is the shelf, the fairy, whatever shelf. So here, oh, I put paper down like I told y'all I was going to do, I think I told y'all, to keep the paint from ruining my books, but yeah. So here, Throne of Glass, and the little pen. Oh, Throne of Glass, Kingdom of Ash, but you know what I'm saying. And then A Court of Thorn and Roses, fairies, And then my other favorite series, Fairies, which is the Iron Fae, which no one really talks about or knows about, but it's phenomenal. Love it. I just recently reread it. Still love it. And then it's combining series here, which, I mean, it's good. It's not as amazing as this, but it's combined and it looks good together, so it's coming on the shelf too. I included this Frozen themed crown we made at work. I included this Frozen themed crown we made at work here because I was just thinking, like, you know, they all wear crowns in it and it's all pretty and sparkly and doomy and like, oh, perfect. So then we made a Percy Jackson because it's one of my favorite series, even though I haven't read it since I was a child. But you know, it's there and one day I will read it. So I got that going on. And then I got the big Greek God book down. Then I have the combining series, the Heroes of Olympus, yeah, down. I actually stopped reading this in the middle of the Mark of Athena like 1,000 years ago and I never finished it. So once again, I would include this as part of my favorite series, but it's pretty, it matches, it's going, it's taking room, okay? Moving on to now we're at Aliens. So like I said, not a theme. The Lux series, one of my all-time favorites. Like all of this, I gotta stop saying that. But it's underrated, it's beautiful, and it's here to stay. Then it's just the Hunger Games, because the Hunger Games, like how could you not put the Hunger Games up here? Because phenomenal. But that is this shelf and its beauty. Now on to my next least favorite shelf, which is funny enough, Cassandra Clare's Shadowhunters. Da-da-da. This is considered a least favorite because I don't own a whole bunch of the books that she's had or read them all yet, so it's still empty, but you know, we got what we got. So here's the other versions of the covers that I have for the Mortal Instruments right here, and then the Mortal Instruments series, and then this one's spaced out because it's a signed copy. Haven't read it, not gonna lie. Then the movie thing, but I got it where just in a displayed, as well as the ring, the Morganstone ring. Then I have some London shot glasses I have. By the way, all my shot glasses are filled with rocks I have. I just didn't care to put them out, so they're just put in the things. But I put the London shot glasses near the Clockwork Angel series, or the Infernal Devices trilogy, whatever, because London, obviously. And then I just have Lady Midnight on display because she needed to take up room, and she's a separate series, so it just showcases it. This is that shelf. These two are my least favorites just because they're not as full and as flourished as I would like them to be. Now we're on to my second favorite shelf, which is vampires. This is the vampire shelf. So starting down here, I have Vampire Academy because phenomenal. Then I have a New Moon box, two New Moon, well not New Moon, but Twilight Cups, my Eclipse card game. I was gonna include my board games, but I don't have enough room, so whatever. Have some Twilight related, Kristen Stewart related books here, Rob Benson, and then the graphic novels for the first two books, Illustrated Guide, Ruth Tanner, the box set, the special edition, which has Life and Death, which I love, and then the director's notebook. And then here I have like movie illustrated guides and magazines, so it's mainly like a Twilight shelf, but Vampire Academy is one of my favorites and it's vampires, so it's there too. Now my favorite shelf, which is Harry Potter, and it's my favorite because it filled up the entire shelf on its own. Da 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 da. So, starting down here is my Harry Potter Advent Calendar, and then a Butterbeer cup. You know, The Cursed Child, haven't read that yet. A first edition kind of version of Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter cookbook, and then the film wizardry that I got from the Harry Potter London space. I got the Elder Wand chilling in the back with all the Professor Funko Pops. I got the movie series, got a Harry Funko, and there's another Harry Funko on top, which keeps falling. He's there, okay. And then I got Cedric and Cho chilling with a map of Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley, as well as chilling with the Patel sisters and a light-up Harry Funko Pop. I got a Harry board game in the back, you know those push ones? I can't remember the name right now. Then I got Cedric Diggory's wand chilling. Then over here, I got the people who came for the Yule Ball and the competition, Goblet of Fire competition. There's a name for it, but they're chilling here with my pass to Hogwarts, as well as my letter for Hogwarts. Then I have my book series here. I don't have all the books. People borrowed them, never gave them back. And the ones that I do have are destroyed from when I read them as a child. And then I have the normal gang and Funko Pops up here, and Hermione's one. Here is a close-up of Harry and Twilight and Vampire Academy, and it's beautiful. Here is a close-up of these two shelves, and they're gorgeous. So that's my bookshelves, my new ones and my old one, and a tour of it all. I am absolutely obsessed with them all. There is an issue, however. The issue is that we made the 4 new shelves, so I would have space for my books. And I don't know if you noticed, but there's no space for new books. I mean, technically I could get rid of the pretty stuff and hide all my merchandise back under my bed with the rest of it and turn books faceways so that way they wouldn't be looking out and taking up room. But that'll make the shelves ugly and not as pretty as they are now, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might try to convince my dad to build me more shelves if he's willing. It took me 3 years to get these though, so we'll see. So it didn't really solve the needing more room for more books thing, but it did solve the problem of the books I had just piled up. So there's that. I absolutely love them though. I'm sorry this is probably totally boring for all y'all, but I'm so excited. Bookshelves change so dramatically when you change them, and they're such a fun thing to do, but they are a whole lot of work. Like an annoying amount of work and dedication put into them and cleaning them, and I'm just glad I got to do it all in one day because it was a long time. I was sweating real bad by the end of it. It's a lot of work, I'm telling you. But I did it, and it's done, and they're beautiful, and I'm so happy with them. And it's sad because I love this bookshelf so much. My dad built it on his own, and it's just like, I got a new favorite now. But it's just because they look so pretty with all the things on display, and it's just like, oh my god, they're so gorgeous hanging off the wall. And this one is a gorgeous bookshelf. I love this bookshelf, okay? Don't get me wrong. Beautiful, phenomenal. But it's just like, now it's just like not hanging off my walls with dedicated pretty items, so you know? But that was my bookshelf tour. Thank you for watching. I got new bookshelves.